This is Run That Back on the Untapped Show. I'm your host, Anastasia. Let's go.
Hey, run that back.
Okay, so we're going to run back that
Okay,
introduction.
cool. Let's do it.
Run that back. I'm Anastasia Hera, and today I'm talking to NAKIA.
Hi.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
And what a cool podcast studio.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it, still getting to know it, but it's comfortable. You know, It's a
Nice.
good place to talk to artists like you.
Yeah.
So let me just dig into it because I know we're on limited time. You're a busy person.
Yeah, well, I've got to go from here to a doctor appointment to have a third opinion on my torn rotator cuff.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's only about 10 minutes away. So
Okay,
yeah,
good, great. We'll get you out of here. But I mean, I don't know. And this is also how I felt about your project Signal,
Right.
which I had a chance to dig into. And can I just say, as an 80s baby and somebody who sort of lives in that space,
Yeah.
I live in the 80s pop. I live in the 80s pop rock and the 80s R&B. I feel like a lot of contemporary music attempts to capture
Yeah.
that feel.
Yeah.
But you've done it. You
Oh, thank
pulled it
you.
off, and I need to know how. Like, where did you start? Why did you decide to create a project with this sound?
Well, because while I was born in the 70s, I too am an 80s baby in the sense that, like, the first music that I was really understanding was the stuff on the radio. And I fell in love with all of these great 80s bands from, Journey to INXS. Then my sister, turning me on to Duran Duran and Culture Club. And my mother was a huge George Michael fan and Prince. And, of course, anything that was on the radio. And when I was getting ready to start this project, it was actually part of Dave Madden's 1159 songwriting group. I thought, well, what is something I've not done musically that is a part of my musical DNA?
Right.
And it was the 80s sound. And I thought, okay, what can I do to make it mine? And spoiler alert, I want to try to produce as much of it myself as possible because I've never done that.
Right.
And I just basically did just that. I went and got on Splice and was searching for 80 samples. I started in GarageBand, then jumped to Logic. Actually, I used this project as ways to teach myself how to do Logic a little bit better. Yeah. And just, again, like anything that I could do to make it sound 80s, that was the bed of what I was doing. It all started with a beat and a bass line. And then I would usually play a simple piano. For instance, if you listen to Mary Mary, there is just a really simple Wurlitzer that's in the background. It's just a synth patch. And a lot of the times it's just single chords. And that's what I sang to. Okay. And then I'd go back and add more to it. And once I was done with the basic tracking of all of those songs, that ended up being 4 songs. And I kind of thought, well, we'll see what happens. In late 2019, my friend Tom Goss took me out on the road opening for him. And I did a solo tour where I just took a laptop and a MIDI controller, and I played nothing but these new songs and a handful of others I had already started working on.
Yeah.
And fans loved it.
Okay. I think that what a lot of people miss about trying to kind of capture that 80s sound is it's not just about the instrument. It's not just about the instrumentation. It's about the chord progression. It's about the usage of bridges and sections.
Yeah.
What is your musical background?
My musical background really was my mother played piano. She had taken was taking lessons as I was a very young child from a woman down the street. And when I was about 5 years old, she let me start taking lessons. And I took lessons from Mrs. Brown for about 2 years. Very simple, just enough to know what the chords were, kind of thing. Yeah. And then fast forward to 1996, I was living in Atlanta, and I had been working for some record labels and stuff over there and trying to go to school. And I had this apartment that I moved into where there was a piano in it already. And so I opened up the piano bench, and they still had all of the little books they had bought their daughter to teach her piano. So every day from work, I'd come home and reteach myself how to play piano.
Wow.
And I had a cassette recorder, 1996, and I, would record myself playing and singing. So like the first song I ever wrote on piano and can really remember was this song called The Letter. That was like a breakup song when I was super emotional, which is, I write a lot of those. But from that point on, piano and keyboard, I always just said, well, I know enough to be dangerous or be terrible.
Yeah.
And so I just, try to convey that confidence in the stage moment and in the studio stuff. The beautiful thing about the studio is back when I worked at Apple for the Apple Store, when they first opened the first one here at Barton Creek in 2004, I think, I was the guy that taught people GarageBand.
Okay.
So that part of it, I knew like, oh, if I make a mistake, I can just fix it.
Right.
And with the sample stuff, it makes it even easier because I can just drag it around.
Absolutely.
And so that part of the confidence really came from, just trial and error.
Right.
As far as like the confidence of portraying it on stage, I mean, I literally had my dad build me a stage in the backyard on top of my playhouse.
Wow.
So that I could, perform to my neighbors and stuff. I was just doing air guitar and air microphone, but I was singing my heart out as long as I can remember. I was a singer.
So that kind of support, how has that affected you in your musical career?
Well, I mean, I always, because my parents and my sister were so generous with their musical recommendations and just turning me on to stuff. As soon as I understood what a mixtape was, I was the guy that was always making people mixtapes.
Okay.
I knew that like I wanted to reach people through music, and at the time I wasn't making my own music, but I connected so much with these other artists and these other songs. I put real time and effort into really making individual mixtapes, and then of course mix CDs. And then I do playlists still, but it's just not the same for me. Shout out to anybody who spends the time, but I love the physical gift of a playlist, of a mixtape or a mixed CD. But man, I just miss that part of it. Truly.
Did that feed into why you wanted to do a limited vinyl release?
Yes. Yeah. The wild thing is that I'm a DJ on the radio now on Sun Radio, Tuesday through Friday, 7 to 11 at night, and I have these tape recordings of me as a kid, pretending to be a DJ.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was fascinated and obsessed with our local DJs, and I would call them all the time. Yeah. I got to know them. I'm still friends with some of those guys today. It's fun for me to be able to look back at little NAKIA and be like, all of the things that I really dreamt about doing as a kid, I feel like I've done. So anything else after this is just a blessing on top of it.
Yeah, definitely. And an extension of whatever seeds were planted.
Yeah.
Whatever you were born or came here with that said, I want to press record. I want to write this thing. I want to tell stories with music and with sounds.
Yeah.
And this is, you've done some amazing work.
Well, thank you.
You've had a very storied, legendary career. And you've been tinkering around Austin for over 20 years?
Yeah, I got here 23 years ago. This past March is when I met my husband on the corner of South Congress and Elizabeth Avenue. And I fell in love with him. I fell in love with the city, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah.
And I just put myself out there as soon as I could. And I've said for many years, the musician that I am today, the band leader that I am today, none of it would have been possible without the Austin music community because, everybody here really embraced me. Even though I was openly gay and this blues soul artist or whatever, people, took me in and put me on stages. I learned so much from being in bands with a lot of these old school Austin musicians, both how to do things and how not to do things. Because, there's so much emphasis put on us being the live music capital of the world in Austin. And there's just not enough emphasis that's put on actually, truly supporting the musicians, both from the health and the financial side of it. But really, that's a whole nother thing. I get real passionate about trying to keep our legacy alive.
Yeah.
There are a lot of other cities in the world who have a lot of live music, and they would love to have that title.
Yeah. The perception that I've had is that you're outspoken.
Yeah.
And that you're an advocate. You've advocated for me, little old me, in
Yeah.
certain situations. Why is it important for you to be that voice?
Because there was very few people in my life who were that voice for me.
Okay.
There were a handful of people along the way who absolutely, gave me a hand and lifted me up, put a spotlight on me, especially when I was, young. But I just always knew that I needed more, and so as soon as I was in a position where I could help other people, to me, it just felt like the natural thing to do. If we truly believe in a we in the process, we're always going to do better when we do it for each other and do it together. Everybody will be better. There's room for all of us.
Amen.
And I just cannot, again, we is better than us and them.
Okay.
I
love that.
It's always going to work out better when we do things, not I, not them. And we need more of that just in the world in general.
What's next for NAKIA?
Okay. As I mentioned at the top of this thing, I did tear my rotator cuff while I was in Las Vegas. And my buddy Joshua, R. Pangborn, and I are the guys who wrote the Dueling Pianos musical. So I co-directed this movie called A Taste of Youth. It is a queer, fat positive, sex positive, kind of psychological body horror movie.
I need to see this.
It's
I'm
wild.
Ready to see it. I'm seeing it already.
And then I'm going to be doing a full band album.
Okay.
That I'm really excited about. But I do have a very strong interest in starting up some kind of regular talk show, podcast, whatever, that really explores more of the intersection of music and mental health. And there's a lot of those out there, but I feel like in Austin, we have both enough really great musicians here locally, and we have so many that come through town, many of which I'm friends with, that, I think that I could, hey, I want to be on my podcast while you're here.
You've got a unique perspective.
Sure.
As well.
Yeah. My band is going to be headlining the Friday night bill for the Underwater Sunshine Festival in New York City.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That is put on by Adam Duritz of Counting Crows. And so we're going to do a little run from here to New York City.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's not really a little run, but
when is the festival?
It's in November.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Perfect amount of time
to find, all I want is can I just have, one gig on the way there and one gig on the way back? That'll be fine. Anybody who is a musician these days, I don't care what level you're at, especially if you are doing a side hustle, which most of us are in some form or fashion. I have so much respect for our crew, man, because we are really out here trying our best to get people to connect with our music, to connect with us. It's, music performance especially is truly designed to be an exchange of energy and vibe. And if that's not coming back to us, then we leave drained.
Yes.
And then we have to find that from somewhere else. And as band leaders, we often have to also on stage then imbibe the rest of the band with whatever energy we can that we ain't getting from out here.
Right.
And so, again, I think that goes back to the mental health thing. It's so important for me to tell musicians, especially that are coming up, do your side hustle, bust your ass, make it happen, but you have to take time for yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Listen, we are in a world where everything is in everybody's literal hand. You can get anything you want.
Yep.
And our brains as humans were like, we want to find the things that align with us. And somewhere out there, there's a band for you, you know, that is just made perfect for you.
Good point.
So online and in your music, you have to be as authentic as possible. The well is, you know, people say, oh, the well's dry, or, you know, I'm in writer's block or whatever.
Yeah.
It's always there for you. It's just, are you truly seeking it? You know, that's the thing. It's like you really have to ask yourself, are you truly seeking it? And the same thing is true for the are you truly doing the work?
Yeah. Well, I definitely got to get you out of
I
here.
know. I got to get to my.
Thank you for leading. Thank you for inspiring. Thank you for coming through with this wisdom. If people want to keep up with you and they want to come out to a show, what's the best way for them to follow what you're doing?
Follow me on Instagram, NAKIA, and you know, go to my website, sign up for my email list. Those are the two ways that I mostly communicate with the world as a musician or an artist. And right now, we're at C-Boys every Wednesday until Steve Wertheimer kicks us out. You know, I know where I'm on KAZI, but, you know, you can always, if you want to pop over, I'm at 100.1 Tuesday through Friday, 7 to 11. I'll be on the air tonight. Yeah. And I get to do, I don't get to pick all my songs yet, but I do get to play, you know, once a night. I for sure always have at least one Austin artist in the sound of our town. But please come see us. We'd love to turn you on to some live music.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely be showing up.
Yeah, and you got to come sing with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And we'll
Thanks for having me.
soon.
All right.
All right.
Hey, run that back.